guys. Welcome to another episode of Fangirlz Assemble. I'm back. Hey.
Yay! Maddie's back.
Hey. So I took a little YouTube vacation just to chill for a little bit, and I feel very refreshed. As you can see, I'm very well rested. I'm back.
And I'm glowing.
Glowing. I've read some books. I bought some books. I'm ready to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen right here.
I'm ready.
Now,
I got my Deadpool cat shirt on. Guys, look at how cute it is.
Very cute. That's so you.
I know, right?
So, Kristen, I recently ordered a lot of books. Can you guess from where?
Oh, gosh. If it wasn't in stocktrades.com, there's a problem because you didn't get the best deals.
Exactly.
The best deals. In fact, we have to talk about. We have a current Fangirlz pick of the month. It is currently on the front page, the deals of the week on IST. That goes until Tuesday. It is Frog Catchers by Jeff Lemire. It looks like this. I'm going to talk about it later. You guys need to buy it. It's quite cheap right now because we have a deal. It's like 40% off. Usually, I think it's like 20% off usually because it's a weird publisher. So check that out. You should get it right now. And you're going to get the best packaging. You should spend at least $50 if you're in the United States because you'll get free shipping. And that packaging, I'm not over it. It's just the best. Yeah. I don't have to worry about my books,
It's awesome. Anytime I leave and I'm kind of worried, right, about my books. And then I get home, even if it's after a rainy day, and they're still just fine. Just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Always makes me so happy. And man, they make it so tempting all the time. It's just
just a few more. They're really cheap. Just a few more. Yeah.
Just spend a nice couple more. It's fine. And that's usually what ends up happening to me. But what are you gonna do?
What you're going to do is buy from InStockTrades.com because they're the best. And we have to thank them because they're our sponsor. But yeah, Frog Catchers is $13.79 right now on the front page. That is a great deal. And it's very good. So check it out.
All right. So, topic of the show today is recent buys and reads.
Yeah.
So, I guess let's get to it.
Let's do it.
I've been shopping. Well, some of it's been shopping, some of it's been given to me, but regardless, I have a lot of videos to make after this. But
oh, I bet.
We'll get there. So, recent haul. Let me go ahead and shout out to our friend, minor celebrity Kyle Starks. I finally got Assassination. Assassination just dropped last week before. Mm-hmm. Super excited to jump into this. It's by Kyle Starks and Erica Henderson. Erica Henderson does the art for Squirrel Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know Kyle Stark, he's been on the show before, but he writes for Rick and Morty. He's also written Sex Castle, Mars Attacks, which is a big fave here.
So good.
I'm super excited to finally read this. We read the first issue and we had Kyle on a while ago, and I really, really liked that.
That's great, yeah.
This is the kind of action comedy I like to check out.
There's a lot of funny names in there. It's a blast.
Yeah. I also picked up Young Justice. It's I don't know if it's the first hardcover, just as the only hardcover. I'm not really sure, but I've heard a lot of really good things about this run. It's by Bendis, which is it's a volume 1. Let me see that back there. Why doesn't it say on the side? Ugh. DC.
Oh, that's annoying. What are you doing, DC?
They already changed the look of everything, and it doesn't even say the damn number.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways,
is that at least oversized? I can't tell from right now.
I think of what I can compare it to. Slightly, if you compare it to Assassination.
Oh, weird. Okay, so it's standard. Yeah.
Yeah. So
is that something you think I would like? Because I love Super Sons.
Maybe I'm gonna jump into it and see where we're at. I've heard mixed things about the choices that Bendis has made with some characters, but I've heard really good things about this run overall. I'm really excited to jump into this. It has a lot of favorites that we haven't seen in a while in DC, ever since Rebirth and everything else. So I'm excited. And plus, Connor's got that really cool look. Look how cool Superboy looks with the jacket. I really dig it. So we'll see. I haven't opened it yet. Obviously, it's still shrink wrapped, but
cool.
Excited to read that. I also picked up. Finally picked up.
Oh yes.
Acorn Cove, and oh my God, Tea Dragon Festival. Oh. How huge this is! Look at this. Look, here's Acorn Cove.
Well, it's probably the same size as the first one, yeah. Which I have somewhere. I don't know where.
Oh, Hayden asked, should I get the Super Sons Omni? I do love Damian Wayne. Absolutely.
Yes.
Super Sons is such a delight. I think it might be my favorite DC Rebirth title.
That's saying a lot because you've read like everything, right?
Read a lot, yeah. It's just
and
I think Kristen read it.
I read it and I loved it. I gave that 5 stars. And that's a big thing. If anybody has watched our channel, I just haven't read a lot of DC. Not a lot of it is, I don't know. I just haven't read a lot of it. And I hate Superman. So, but I loved it. I loved his son and I loved it. It was so fun. And I really enjoyed the art for most of it. And it's a great, like it's a good size Omni too. And I feel like I ripped through it. Like it was very fast and totally worth the money. And I think it's going out of print, so you may want to jump on that, Hayden.
Yeah, definitely jump on it. It's worth it, absolutely. And it's one of those books that, like, Super Sons is a series I could recommend to anyone. You know, sometimes when you're a main 2 fan, DC or Marvel, it can take a lot to think, okay, what series can I recommend to a new person or someone who's not familiar with these characters? Super Sons is one you can jump into right away.
Completely blind, because I was. I knew nothing.
It's awesome. And it's just delightful. Like, this is what comics should be. I mean, yes, there should be some superhero comics that deal with, like, dark stories, but sometimes you just want to have fun.
And it's it's a great palate cleanser, too. So if you're reading some, like, horrifically dark Batman book, and you get done and you're like, I'm drained. I need something delightful. Like, pick that up.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and guys, by the way, I just want to apologize for our sound.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. It could be me. I don't know. But all I did was plug in my mic as usual. I have no idea.
We don't know. So hopefully you stick with it. It's not too bad for you. So yeah, Tea Dragon Festival. This is huge. It's huge. It's beautiful. This book is so beautiful.
I gotta get it.
And I'll go back through after I go through my haul part and talk about like which of these I've read. But oh my God, Katie O'Neill is amazing.
She's amazing. Oh, Miriam says sounds fine on this side. Okay.
Oh, so
maybe we're just hearing stuff.
Okay, great.
Good.
I picked up Fair Lady Volume 1. I heard this got canceled. There's a lot of like
I like the cover.
Good reviews of this book, and then it got canceled. And I'm not really sure what happened there. But even just from like the picture alone, I was very interested. I think Kristen would be too. There's a cat.
Yeah, totally. And that art looks great.
Yeah, like on the back it says like there's a few different like reviews. Somebody said it's like Fair Lady is saga with detectives.
Okay.
Bouncy storytelling, the arts of joy. I don't know anything about it, honestly. I didn't even look up anything. But sometimes that's kind of fun because I read maybe like a few tweets about this, about how good it was that people were really disappointed it got canceled because it's supposed to be like a big one, and I was like, okay. It looked different, you know? So
blind buys are good.
I'm really excited. I can't wait to read about Catman. It looks great.
No matter what his name is, that's his name.
It's Catman.
Yeah, it's Catman.
So also, Dynamite sent me a couple of books to review for Near Mint. A couple of really nice looking hardcovers. So, unfortunately, it's not Red Sonja, but so they sent me Vampirella Roses for the Dead, which is, I mean, it's a beautiful hardcover. This is a very, very nice hardcover. And this is by, I don't even pronounce her name. I'm so bad with author names. It's so bad. Christina Deke Linsner, and art by Joseph Michael Linsner. So I guess maybe it's like a married couple joint project. I'm not really sure. But I did read this one. I'll get to it. And another Linsner book is Dawn and Vampirella. I think Dawn's another one of the Dynamite gals. I'm not sure. I haven't really read much about her. I don't know if she's in Sword of Sorrows or not, but we'll see. We'll see how I like it. But they are very nice hardcovers. So regardless, I'm very happy about that. Also, I got this for a near mint condition. The Batman Eternal Omnibus. I've got to read this beast.
It's a chunker, yeah.
Look at that.
That's a weapon. That's what that
is. DC Omnis are so weird.
Yeah. They really push the limit.
Yeah.
Way more than Marvel does, I think.
It's heavy. I mean, like, I can work out with this.
Yeah, maybe you should.
I guess. So I've never...
Just don't drop it on yourself. Never read like this.
How could I?
You would suffocate. Yeah.
But I've never read Batman Eternal, so I'm excited. Somebody had asked, yeah, who got the new Jeff Lemire Frog catcher? We were just talking about it.
Yeah, I'll get to this. I actually read an advanced copy, and this is from my library because I wanted to show it. So, but you should buy it from IST again. Currently have it 40% off.
Okay, so the last things I got, this is also a near mint thing. Luckily, it's during my hiatus when we reviewed these, but Tina took my place on Old Reader, New Reader for that week, so it's pretty cool. Lumberjanes,
yeah.
I own it.
Yeah, they're so nice.
The Lumberjanes to the Max edition. It lines up well. They're so cute, and then the texture, like I can't properly.
Yeah, it's
these are all, they're indented right here.
Yeah, and there's like little dots, and this is like embossed. Yeah,
I love it.
I gotta get the last one. I still haven't got the last one.
How many are there?
There's 5.
Okay, so then I have 2 more after this.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people were having sales, like a few stores were having sales on it as well. I think maybe Traffic Novels was.
Oh, cool.
So I might make the jump soon and get the rest of those. I really
totally worth it.
I also can't remember if I'd already. I think Sunstone Volume 2 was my last haul because I can't remember if I had shown that one, but
I kept doing that too. I'm like, what have I shown?
I don't know. You know?
Who knows anymore? Someone will call us out.
Yeah, somebody tell me. It's weird that the Eternal is the one Omni with the new 52 main Batman book is going to be 2. Aren't they roughly the same amount of issues? I don't know, actually. And I've been trying to figure out that about too, because I've yet to read New 52 Batman. I've read all of the rest of the Bat family. New 52 I've read. So there's like a big crossover, right, with the Joker. And I've read everybody else's books with that, but not Batman's like whole run. But I've been waiting because it's hard to find just like the trades or like I see all of my like half price books everywhere I go. They have like the hardcover, like the single hardcovers for Batman. I don't want those, so I don't know. I'm like, I don't know the best way to collect it still, so I just keep waiting until somebody tells me. Like, maybe I'll never read New 52 Batman. I don't know. Oh, and my last one. This is from Omar, but Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice.
The 2019 by Donny Cates, issues 1 through 6. I only really wanted this because that's my boy right there. This is my ride or die. My Richard ride or die. I love him so much. And I'm so glad he's back. Spoilers, but he's been like in the Cancerverse for like a million years, and he's back now, so everything's very exciting.
Good.
And I mean, like, since Annihilation.
Oh, wow.
How many issues for Eternal? I don't know.
Too many?
There's a lot in here.
Too many for that Omni.
Let me see what it tells me. 52.
That makes sense.
Is that all? Is that how most of that is? I don't know. Yeah, Batman Eternal 1 through 52 and Batman number 28. So 53 technically.
Cool.
So that was my haul.
Nice. That's a good haul.
It's pretty good. It's
a good one.
You know, I had a few months where I was like haul-less.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I actually have something, which is good because I've been busy with like playing video games and work. I've been very busy with work. But I have a nice system now. We've been playing Fire Emblem.
No fun.
And when Elliot does the battles, I just read a book.
Perfect, yeah.
So it's been nice. So we still spend time together, but I'm like reading.
Love it.
Yeah, so enough about Me, I mean, I have books I've read, but Kristen,
Yes.
wanna?
So speaking of being a haul list, I bought one book, and I'm going to show you that, and then I got two from the library I'm excited about. So my one book I had to get is Shiver by Junji Ito. I'm getting in the October mood. I was tempted to get everything I didn't have, but then I was like, that's too much money. But I'm very excited about this. It's a collection of short stories, and I love his short stories. So look at this horrific cover. It's just ridiculous.
It looks so good. I've been thinking about picking up the rest of my Junji Ito books for October, but I just got one. I calmed down. I was like, I gotta wait.
I had to stop myself. I'm like, I'm just gonna get one I don't have, and this is a nice little cute blue hardcover. Like, it shouldn't be cute, but it is.
It's cute.
I think it's cute.
I was surprised that they changed. So like, Shiver looks a lot more like
Frankenstein. Yeah.
I think one more book. They have that kind of color palette, and then but then you have
like Uzumaki and the other ones. Yeah, I don't understand that either. I'm like,
I mean, they all look nice, but
is there some uniform with sections of them?
Yeah, then we have those like random off trades, like
the
in classroom and like the cat
diary. Yeah,
right.
It doesn't make sense, but I'll go with it.
I'll do whatever he makes. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm a big fan of The Prince and the Dressmaker, which I think you also read and loved. Am I right? By Jen Wang.
Yes.
Well, Jen Wang's new book came out, Stargazing. This is about two, I think, Chinese American kids. Yeah. And that's all I know, and that's all I need to know, because I love her. I love her art. I mean, look at how precious. So I got this from the library, and I'm just super stoked about it. So
let me know how you like it, because her other book really...
Oh, it was so good.
So good.
I don't know if it can top that, but like I'll read anything she does now. So I'm so excited about this. And then I also got another children's graphic novel. This one is literally the #1 book in America right now. Out of all books. And that is Guts by Raina Telgemeier.
Everyone's talking about this. Literally everyone is talking about this book, because they can't believe like the fact that it's a children's graphic novel, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it's the top book.
Oh, yeah, people are freaking out. The New York Times brought back the graphic novels bestsellers list. And a lot of people think Raina may be the reason why, because now she's topping all the book charts and there's like drama going on with that. I'm excited to see that back, because I would always check it and it was gone for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But this is literally topping all the charts, and that's awesome. And she deserves it. Like, I've read everything she's done and it's so good. Her art's amazing. And these stories are worth the hype. I mean, it's not just kids who like these stories. Like, I love these stories.
Well, yeah, people don't get to, because you and I, we read a lot of like children's or young adult or all ages graphic novels, and they're very good.
They're so good.
Just like
people should, really, these are just all ages comics.
Yeah.
So like kids can pick them up, and so can adults, and they're just fantastic. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. I bet the hype's real, because again, everything she does is great. And these are easily accessible. Like, you can get at any library. So you never have to pay for these if you really don't want to. Because I just support it by going to the library and grabbing it, and then I can have a good time. So I'm stoked about this. It is crazy. A graphic novel hit #1 on all the out of everything. That is crazy. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's my haul.
All right. So I guess we could just talk about what we've been reading. I've read a lot recently. Turns out all you need to do is take a nice long break, and it just kind of gets you back in the groove.
Then you actually have time to do things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started my October read early.
Yes.
So we'll probably be talking about these again, but I'll touch on them, and then if we want to do like a larger discussion, we will later. But
which we do have one planned for, I think, October 27th. So we're going to do our spooky reads. So if you guys are stoked about that, we did a video on what we're going to read a while back, so you can find that somewhere. But yeah, we're going to talk about everything.
So last year I read Uzumaki. It's my first Junji Ito book. And so this year I was like, I'm going to read Tomie. I want to read Tomie. Tomie's gotten really big. I don't know if it's just the aesthetic, but like the youth.
The youth these days love it.
Those on TikTok are cosplay Tomie, and I was like, I gotta know what that's about.
Mm-hmm.
So I read Tomie. First of all, again, there's nothing like
the spot gloss. It's so good.
So nice. Yeah. And it's thick. I mean, it's thick. It took me a while to get through this. I was surprised. Usually with manga, any comic, I read very quickly. This, I mean, it had a few different sittings of me reading Tomie. I was very surprised. It's so good. I don't think I like it as much as Uzumaki. There's something about Uzumaki that is just so good and so spooky. But I still really enjoyed Tomie. I thought it was a really cool premise. It's not really spoilers because I can tell you Uzumaki is about spirals, and Tomie is about this girl. When people get close to her, they want to kill her.
Oh,
I love it.
Yes, I have to read it.
It's really good. And you know what's also great about this is usually, and I don't mind it because I'm big into horror, and a lot of times people like to mix horror and sexuality. They'd like to mix the two, right? Especially in Japanese horror art. Now, I don't mind it all the time, but it was refreshing to see that Junji Ito can do that. He can do horror, and he doesn't even sex doesn't even come into the equation. He doesn't have to put sexual horror graphic scenes like that nature into this book at all. And you would think, okay, it's about a girl and people want to kill her, so that's obviously what it's going to be about. No, not a single bit of that happens. And for a Japanese artist, that is very rare. Let me just tell you.
He's so good at what he does.
It's amazing.
I feel like even if you're not into that genre, you will like his stuff because it's just good storytelling.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's so unique, too.
They're so weird. All of them are so weird, but they're so compelling. Because you and I both recently read Dissolving Classroom.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
It was bonkers, and it was so good. It was so, just so weird.
And that's the book I can't say anything about because it will spoil it. Because you have to see it happen. And we both read Junji Ito's Cat Diary, which is just about his real life experience with his wife and their 2 cats. And
that was so unique and so fun because of his delving his life drawing horror things, and the cats freaked him out, so he would see the cats as these horrific beings. And it's so good. And then there's actual pictures of his cat, at the end. And it's they don't look anything like that. They're so great. And it was a great story.
And it was also funny because of the way that he would draw himself and the way he drew his wife.
Oh, yeah.
His wife had no pupils.
Yeah. I think in there at some point he had commentary she hated that I drew her like this or whatever.
She did. Of course. It's terrifying.
Yeah. But
you can tell, I mean, she obviously appreciates his humor anyways. So I also read this book that I had gotten from Dark Horse, and I'll do a longer review on Near Mint, but it's to celebrate her 50th anniversary this year, but again, I don't think anybody writes Vampirella the way I want them to. It was better than some of the other ways, but I don't know. It was just okay. It was okay. Yeah. It wasn't offensive in any way. It was just okay. And the art was kind of weird. People don't know how to draw women. They just don't get it.
Yeah, that sucks. Shouldn't be that hard.
It's not. It's not. What are you doing? Just give it to one of ours I want, please.
Just go look at a woman. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be realistic.
It just didn't make sense because she was drawn thicker and that's great, but then she still had a rib cage showing up, and I was like, "Dog, it doesn't work like that."
No, that's not how bodies
work. The other, and then he kept putting clothes on her in a very unflattering way, and I was like, "Stop it!"
That's annoying.
And, like, she just had a regular costume, and she just had like this clip-on miniskirt she put on over before she went to a bar. And I was like, "What is this?
What?
But her nipples are still sticking out." And I was like,
"Oh, always. Like, what is that? It's not always cold everywhere she goes."
Yeah. And again, I love sexy, powerful women. Just like, do it right.
Yeah, make it make sense.
Speaking of sexy, powerful women, Saga Volume 2 was amazing. It was
you said Saga, but I think you meant Sunstone.
I meant Sunstone.
Okay.
Thank you. Sunstone Volume 2 was great. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Oh my god.
Is that the end of it?
It's the end of like their chapter, basically.
Oh, okay.
Because after this, I don't know what his whole plans are for the future with the story, but like it goes to Sunstone Mercy. And Mercy is the like safe word for one of the main characters' like first boyfriends, basically. It's about their kind of experience getting into this. And it's more focused on him because basically like the story of the main two girls pretty much wraps up in book 2.
I see.
I really recommend this. Of course, for people who haven't heard about this, it's a romance erotica about two women in love, but are also in BDSM. It talks about BDSM in a really healthy way. You still get all the sexy sex stuff. It's great, but like the things that these characters go through is really meaningful, and it's written very well, and their romance is written very well, and I really, really like it. So I really recommend it. I was crying at the end.
Aww.
I mean, it really touched me, like how much these two love each other and what they go through and their vulnerability. It's so good. Oh, Reggie Simmons asked.
I was waiting for you to.
Christopher Priest Vampirella run. So I read the first issue. I should read the rest just to give it a fair review. I was really, really turned off by the first issue. And after I read the first issue, I was like, something about this doesn't feel right. And I just really didn't like the way anyone was characterized in that. And then I read, because I heard Priest is really good with other books. Like I've heard rave reviews of his other books. And so I was surprised. And so I read an interview with him, particularly about him writing Vampirella. And then the way that he talked about her too just didn't make sense. He was like, "Oh, I don't agree with anything this girl does. It doesn't make any sense. But I'm still gonna write her. Like everything, I don't agree with how she is." And then he went on this weird rant about like you can't say anything to women anymore without seeming like sexual harassment. And I was like, dude, you're just writing Vampirella. Stop. What are you talking about?
He went off the rails in that interview. I will never forget it. It's crazy.
No. And I really love Vampirella. I think she's a really sexy, badass lady. Why would you bring on this dude who doesn't even like her to write it? It didn't make any sense to me.
I mean, if you can be like that scared of talking to a woman too.
Yeah, it was just weird. I did not like it. And I might read the rest of it just to give like a full, fair review. But from that first issue, I was like, this guy has no idea what he's writing. Everyone felt, the characterization of everyone just felt offensive to me. And I'm pretty fair about that stuff too. And I was like, this ain't it. Issues 2 and 3 approved upon 1. Okay. Oh, I mean, I'm happy to see where it is. I still hate his interview. It doesn't speak well.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I'd recommend looking it up.
What's horrible about that interview also, like, he got all this criticism after it came out, and then the writer of the interview came back to him and said, "Do you want to comment on what's happening?" And he commented and didn't help his case at all. Like, he kind of made it worse. It's just like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you had the moment to like kind of redeem yourself, and no. You guys should look that up. I forget who did it, but if you type in Christopher Priest Vampirella, I'm sure you'll find it. Yeah.
Kristen says those covers though. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I will buy a lot of crappy Dynamite comics just for the covers. That's true. And I'm not even a big fan of the Vampirella Red Sonja meets Betty and Veronica. I didn't think it was very good. Now I really like the writer, just in other stuff, but I still bought the covers, and I already ordered some for Vampirella and Red Sonja. I do that even though I consistently am disappointed by Vampirella comics.
But then you have good art, right? So
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
If you have no respect for the character, you have no business writing them. I agree.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be like, okay, so let's see how I can make this character a little bit more interesting, right?
Mm-hmm. Or improve upon something. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing? Come on. DC treats women like eye candy, focus on woman butts and breasts. I don't agree that anymore. I think I think DC and Marvel have their own issues with that. Regardless, I think there was a period of time where both of them were bad, like consistently bad. Now I do think it's different now. Now sometimes there's always like flukes. Like I really like Clayman's art. I love how he draws men. Every once in a while, the way he draws women makes no sense. People still don't know how to draw costumes on women or men, really. But it's just like, Freddie, the precinct should create a new standard of having to ask creators, do you even like this character before given charge of them? I agree.
That should be like the first question. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like, it goes back to like, also I wish a lot of these creators, and we talked about this before, did more research on these characters that they're writing to. I think some people are just like, oh, I think I know what this is about. And I'm like, have you really read? Because your fans will have. And same with like, making movies or video games or whatever. You need to study your source material before you move forward. So you can at least be aware of like, what is there before making a move that doesn't make sense, And that's not really me talking about priests, it's me talking about creators in general.
Anyone, yeah.
Because we've heard me get very upset about characters being written way crazy for no reason. Anyways, sorry, let me know if you want to jump in. I'm just monopolizing the conversation.
Oh, I mean, if you want to go back and forth, that's fine. Whatever you want to do.
It's whatever. Here, I can take a quick break if you want to talk about what you've been reading.
All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about Frog Catchers, because I've already read this. I got a copy before it came out, and this is from my library. Again, 40% off on IST right now. It's the new Jeff Lemire. It is quite thin, and it is short, but it really packs a punch. I don't even really want to tell you what it's about. It's one of those stories, and it's so short. Yeah, it's so short that I don't really want to ruin it, but, I mean, look at this gorgeous. I mean, a lot of people hate his art. I love his art. I think this is amazing.
I think it's really neat.
Yeah, I think it's so unique, and I love it. So it is just a really great story that packs a punch. I think anybody can get into this. Even though it's thin and quick, it is worth the read. So that's all I'm really going to say. I don't really want to say much else, but it is so good. I loved it. And I don't blindly love everything he does. We went through that. I hated Plutona. So, but I love this. People should buy that. I'm getting back into My Hero Academia.
Oh, yeah.
It's been years since I read this first volume. So I read this and I started jumping into the Shonen Jump stuff. So I'm still early on. I'm like in volume 2. It's not much. But I'm excited because I know I'm missing out on a lot. So I'm getting back in. It
gets crazy good. At least like now with the Shonen Jump app, like even if you catch up on like what you have physically, it just takes one day. I caught up on all of it in just one day by just sitting at my computer.
and like nonstop, yeah.
Let you read so many issues a day or chapters, which is probably smart.
I think that's the only way they can get away with making it. I mean, it's literally $2 a month, which we've went through, but it's like, so they cap you at 100 chapters, I think. Yeah. And if you sit there all day, yeah, you can hit it. But I've never hit it, so I think I'm okay.
Listen, when I'm in the zone, it does not take me long.
Yeah.
Art Lover Studio is asking, have any of you read Odd Bicalt's work? She's out of France. No, I haven't. I've never heard of her.
No, but I gotta look it up now.
Yeah. We always love recommendations, especially like, outside of America too, because I think we get stuck a lot.
Oh yeah.
What's here, and we don't always know like we should be checking elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that right now.
Oh, and TT Fallen was warning us about Mara and Aquaman's recent volumes. I mean, again, I'm not surprised. Like, I don't expect it to be like, oh yes, now they were all good. No.
Yeah.
Hick Avengers, which was semi-recent. I mean, there were some things in there I was like...
Yeah, there was questionable, yeah.
Mm.
We're also the outliers that didn't like that story, though, so...
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure people can fight us on that. This is probably my favorite thing I've read in my stack. It is a manga that recently came out, Cats of the Louvre.
Okay.
Obviously, I got it because of the cover. I knew nothing about it. This cat has like 2 different color eyes. This is the spine. Look at how great that is. Aww. I love it. It's a nice little hardcover. It's like cute. It's great. So this is not what I expected it to be, but I went in blind because of the cover. Yeah. The art is gorgeous, and it is basically about these cats that, shocker, live in the Louvre. But they're not supposed to. So they're kind of like hidden. And there's a guy who has worked at the Louvre like all his life. And when he was young, him and his sister would run around like after hours. And his sister could jump into paintings.
Yeah.
And explore them. And eventually she doesn't come back. So she gets stuck in a painting. He doesn't know where she is. And she's gone forever. Like she was like really young, maybe 6. Yeah. And the guy's like in his 50s or maybe 60s now. So he still thinks about her. He still works there, and he really wants to find her. And he feeds these cats that aren't supposed to be like living in the Louvre. And so basically, like he meets this woman who starts working there. She gives tours there, and he tells her one day, "Well, my sister," he tells the story of his sister in the paintings, and she actually believes him. She's like the only one that's ever believed him, because I think he's told this story and nobody's ever like, "You're a crazy old man." So she goes on a mission to like help him find his sister. And throughout that story, so there's a story with the adults and the sister, and there's stories with these cats. And as you'll see, like, here's a cat that looks like a cat, but then there will also be these moments where they'll turn into like these humanoid cats.
Yeah.
I guess so you can like relate to them more because they're like kind of human, and so they go back and forth from looking like cats to like looking like humanoid cats. And there's a whole story with the cats and the sister kind of intertwine at the end, and oh my gosh, it really blew me away. It was so unique. It was like not some fluffy cat story like
good.
I think you would really like it. Yeah, I think you would really like it. Again, it's a nice little it's just gorgeous. It's so nice. Like I recommend this to everyone. I really, really love this. Like probably my top 10 of the year. It was awesome.
Okay.
So you got to check that out. I think you'll like it.
Absolutely. No, that sounds really interesting. I've got to know. You told me just enough. I'm like,
yeah. I'm usually not good at the summary, so thank you. Like I'm glad I interest you with that.
Yeah.
But it got me. It got me good. Then I finally read the first volume of Mouse Guard.
Ooh, how is that?
Oh, I loved it. It was so fun, and I mean the art's gorgeous. And, everyone probably already knows what it's about, but it's about a group of mice who are kind of like, they're a guard. Like, they go around and they have weapons, and there's a whole story within, like, having to find things and, like, fight other mice who are evil. And, it's so fun.
Like Redwood feels? Isn't that, like, the novel series about the mice?
Yeah. I feel like after I started looking into this, I feel like there's several like mice stories kind of not like this, but in the same sort of genre. But yeah, this was it was really great. So this is worth the hype. You want me to keep going? I only have 3 left. I got you. So
go for it.
Yeah. I also read and loved, again, top 10 of the year probably, the new Tilly Walden. Are you listening?
I am dying to read it.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it a lot.
It's time for library haul for me. I've got to get this.
And I got it from the library. The art's gorgeous as it always is. What I will say about this, again, I don't want to give too much away because it was so unique and I loved it so much. But it's not, again, just not what I thought it would be. Yeah. So you go into this and there's like an 18-year-old girl and she runs away from home and she runs into this other woman. I think she's in her 20s, maybe early 30s. And early 30s probably. The 18-year-old knew her from being like a mechanic in town who fixed her mom's car. Yeah. So she recognized her, and the woman kind of realized she was running away, so she kind of offers her a ride because the woman was also getting out of town. and she just needed to get out. So this turns into like a road trip kind of story, and that's what you think it's going to be. But then they find this like little white cat, and she has a tag around her neck, and it's like for a city they've never heard of. And they look at the map and they're like, there's no city. That city doesn't exist. What's going on? So then they start talking to people, and then these weird, creepy guys start like following them, and they want the cat. And there's like magical things start happening. Roads start appearing and disappearing. This town may or may not exist. Like these guys following them, they're not actually like guys. Like, are they monsters? Like crazy stuff starts happening, and it is so fun and unique, and it really got me. So you got to check it out. It's so good, and the art again is so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous, and it's not what you think, and that's all I want to say.
Okay.
And I finally read Pumpkinheads.
Ooh, how was it?
By Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks.
Talking about Pumpkinheads. Everyone's talking about Pumpkinhead.
I loved it so much. It all takes place in one night. There's two best friends, and they work at this like big pumpkin patch with like, rides, and like it's huge, right? And they've worked there every summer of their high school career, and it's their last summer, so last day at work, and it all takes place during that last day. And so the girl, she basically is like, oh, you've had a crush on this girl like all this time, to the guy. You need to talk to her because I'm done hearing about it. So the whole night is like her trying to get him to like, so they go around trying to find this girl for him to talk to her. And again, it turns into like something that like, I don't know if it's kind of predictable, but like it's so good and it's so fluffy and it's just so fun, and it will make you like want, caramel apples and fall things. And it was such a joy. I really loved it. And it's very funny because Rainbow Rowell is funny. So I totally recommend this. Again, nice fluffy read after some dark Batman stuff. I don't know. And then I read this last night, the first Giant Days Not on the Test edition. I haven't read these early issues since 2016. So I wanted to revisit it because Giant Days is ending really soon, like next month.
Yeah.
So I went back in time and I started to read the early issues, and it's still such a joy, and I love them so much. I don't do a lot of rereading, but this was so fun to do, and knowing where they're at now in like issue 52 or whatever versus then was really cool to see. And again, I always recommend this, and it's just my favorite. So they're still great. This was great. That's what I read. Yay.
Oh, that's great. I'm really excited to get a lot of this from the library too. I'm about due for another big like library haul.
Oh, it's the best.
It's always
they're so free.
All those first, second books because they always have them.
Yeah.
So give them all to me because it's time for me to catch up. Real quick before I go into what else I have, Smotlock said that he finished the first 3 volumes of Monstrous. Such beautiful art, and Ben is a great writer. I've never read any of her comics before. I mean,
beautiful art. Yeah.
Monstrous is amazing. Absolutely. No question. Also read Man-Eaters Volume 2, which was funny. I really liked Man-Eaters Volume 1. There's a lot of controversy with Man-Eaters Volume 2.
Yeah. I can't do it. I just can't after knowing everything. I just can't do it.
But I do recommend looking it up. It's unfortunate, really.
Yeah.
It's what always happens. So... other reading, I read all of Nailbiter. So
you finished it.
So Image, all of Nailbiters by Image. First of all, beautiful hardcovers. I very much recommend them. They were all on like super on sale on In Stock Trades, which was great. I got like 2 of the Murder Edition, which was their special variant. So, Nailbiter is basically about this guy who's kind of like an FBI analyst or something like that. But basically, like, he goes to this town to find out more about these murders that are taking place. So basically, like, I can't remember the town. I'm so bad about this. I should remember. It starts with the B. But basically, like, this town has been producing so many serial killers that it's like gotten known for that. And the killers don't really kill in town. Mostly they leave. They're like called the butchers or whatever. And they're trying to investigate it. And the reason why it's called Nailbiter is because like the most infamous serial killer is the nail biter, where he would find people that choose their nails.
Extra gross. Yeah.
This is gross, I'm about to tell you. They would kidnap them until their nails grew back, and they would chew them down and they'd kill them. They killed like 60 people this way. And so basically, like throughout the 3 hardcovers, you're just exploring kind of like the secret of this town and why it is the way it is, and why this town in particular, for some reason, is producing serial killers. Like anyone born from this town, like could have the potential to become one, and like what that's about. And it's a very interesting read because it leads you to have some emotions you're not expecting to have.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I loved it. I think if you're a big true crime fan, you're gonna love it, and even if you're not, you're gonna love it. Oh, Buckaroo! Thank you.
So good. Yeah.
Thank you, Buckaroo.
So the controversy with a nail biter is the ending. I personally love the ending.
I didn't have a problem with it.
So many people are like, I hated that. I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was great. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem.
Good.
I don't know. I thought it was fine. I really enjoyed the whole thing. Of course, I read it all in one sitting. Oh, Mary. Yeah. No, it's totally up your alley.
Yeah, like, you got to. Yeah, you got to.
As a fellow murderino, please
of course.
read Nail Biter.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Like, murderinos would dig that book.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. And I won't speak too much about the ending because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I didn't have a problem with it. It was okay for me. Now, again, I read it all in one sitting. I don't know if that affects it at all.
I did too, so I don't know. Or throughout some days, probably.
Yeah, I think sometimes that affects like how people feel about it. Because if you've been reading since the beginning and you kind of expect a different thing, you know?
Yeah, we've got 2 different opinions in the chat about it.
Yeah, so. If people felt like it, they're like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. In the other spectrum, of course, I read Katie O'Neill's books finally. So I finally read Aquicorn Cove.
Did you love it? I loved it.
I loved it.
Oh, so good.
It was very sweet. Like,
yeah.
This is an example of just beautiful all ages books. And they have a good message and they're really fun to read.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. You know, I think like Katie O'Neill, just her art is amazing. It's incredible. And then so much love is obviously put into these hardcovers.
Like, yeah, they're so nice.
So nice. This was tiny. It was a very quick read, but I enjoyed every bit of it. And I know that we've talked about on the show before, but it's very much a story of just, you know, how to respect your environment and like all that lives there and live within your means and all of that. It's beautiful.
And the creatures she creates throughout all of her books are just amazing, and they're so cute, and it makes me wish they were real. Like, she's so good at that.
No, they're all so cute. Oh, and then Tea Dragon Festival. The minute I got this book, I could not believe how huge it was, because I don't have the first one, actually.
Oh yeah, they're probably the same size because it's big.
I read it online, so I didn't. This is my first time like owning Katie O'Neill books, but oh my god, this is beautiful. This is huge, and the story was very touching. This is a prequel to. What's the first book called? Tea Dragon
Society. Yeah.
This is a prequel to that. It does feature 2 characters that were pretty prominent in Tea Dragon Society, but instead it focuses on these 2. A young girl wants to become a cook, and this dragon who is supposed to protect the village but has fallen asleep for like 80 years. This was very cute, and of course we have more wonderful tiny tea dragons.
Oh, they're so cute.
So cute.
I love them.
And it just has such a nice variety, and it's just story's beautiful. Just like story of love, and just like, you know, there's a lot of deaf characters in here too, so they all have sign language, which is really cool. And Kate does a great job, and so many like YA novels do this very well, where you have characters from all backgrounds, all genders, disabilities or abilities, you know, like everyone.
Sizes and everyone. Yeah, she's so good at that.
It's not like it, and none of it matters. It's just there, and that's, you know, people are like, well, why does it have to be? This is how you do it. This is perfect. Because, like, it just is. There's no question about it. It just
different people exist. The end.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
And it's wonderful, and I love it. It makes you so happy. It was just so much fun to read, and it's been fun like catching up on stuff because I feel like none of my books match at all in tone. I've got romance, I've got horror, and then I've got this like all ages like really sweet book, and I read some Vampirella in there. I've been catching up on Wonder Woman Rebirth because I've actually kind of fallen a little behind on my most recent Rebirth, so I've been trying to catch up on those too, but that's my like main reads. But now that October's getting here, I really just want to like only focus on scary books.
That's my plan too.
Preach, girl. Size doesn't matter. Thank you. I agree. Although I mean, put like a really muscular lady in the book.
So you have a preference, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that's cool, but not required. When will Fangirlz review their copies of Heathen 2?
Yeah, we're going to do that when Faria comes back, probably. She's gone today, obviously, and she's not going to be here next weekend. So yeah. I think we're going to try to get everybody together for that. So maybe October?
Probably review like Frogcatcher at the same time.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, Hayden, you've got to like tell us about.
Oh yeah.
Serious story.
We want to know what's going on.
Yeah, you gotta tell us about your hookup. That sweet Illyria trade. That's $100 at my half-price books.
Oh my gosh.
It's still there. Illyria, like when it came out, it was probably like at most $16. It's 4 issues in a trade. It's $100.
It's crazy how that happens. They're probably gonna reprint it though. Boom is. Because they're working on chronological right now, so.
Okay. Secondhand trades and spotted Haunted. When I went back, it was gone, but the guy says he gets a couple of them every few months. Really? Well, hey,
it's weird how that happens. Like, there's random overstock of like out-of-print omnis that show up too, and everyone's like, "How does this happen?" Like my local Second and Charles had 3 copies of Hick Avengers Volume 1 when it was going for overcover for like $30. So it was like,
it's weird.
This doesn't make sense.
It's so weird. I don't know. Oh, Philip, are you talking about Heathen? Said, I love Volume 1, but Volume 2.
Sad.
Yeah, that's too bad. I'm curious. I mean, I'm eager to see, because to me, like, if Heathen just ended at Volume 1, that'd be okay.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. So.
Shoot. Yeah, I'll read that soon.
But does the book feel the same, Philip?
Ooh, it does, because I have it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I need to order it. I don't know why I didn't. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, you missed our deal, Maddie.
Yeah. Well, it always happen after I make an order, and it's like, oh, well. So then I wait, and I get it later at, like, full price. It always happens to me. I never order our books when I should order our books.
Well, the good thing about in-stock trades is even full price is good price, so.
Oh, damn, Hayden.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, we could do that.
Listen, you let us know what we gotta do.
Yeah, definitely.
We can ship them both to Kristen. It'll make it easier.
Yeah, Maddie will come over. That'll be good.
That's enough.
That'll work.
Yeah. And Philip says it does feel the same.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know,
they match.
Heathen feels amazing. We all rubbed it on our faces.
There are certain books we like to rub on our faces. Ooh, you know what? Are You Listening? Is very smooth. Yeah. I can't explain it. I look real weird doing this. It's so nice. Like, so you're gonna like this one. Wow. Definitely do this.
Like a library book like that. That's special.
Well, and you know what? What I like to do is get that hold first. So it says on order. I put my hold in. I'm the first one who's rubbing it, so it's fine.
All right, good. I could not do that at my local library. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I feel that.
I don't trust you. Small. I keep forgetting you're in Kentucky.
Yeah. If
see you.
Yeah, where are you at in Kentucky? I mean, if you don't mind saying.
Said before.
You want to know?
Are you going to Louisville or GalaxyCon or whatever? Small.
Man, I wanted to go. No, I can't. I gotta work now. I have a stupid schedule, so it's not gonna work. Yeah.
That sucks.
I know. Like, I really wanted to go. I wanted to see Felicia Day.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be there. There's a bunch of like Star Trek
Yeah.
are gonna be there. Paducah. Okay, he lives in Paducah.
Oh, okay.
You're closer,
Yeah, you're close to me.
Kristen, than me.
Cool.
It's not like you gotta go. You gotta go. Oh, Hayden, you don't have to give them to us. We'll pay you.
Oh, that's nice.
Very
though.
sweet of you,
So
but
sweet for thinking of us.
to do that.
We know that shipping might not be good for you, so
Yeah, please. I mean, I wish you could go to GalaxyCon. It's gonna be. I don't know about the comic book people going, but Travis and Clint McElroy are going to be there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I thought about paying just to see them, which seems silly, just to listen to them talk about D&D. But
oh, it'll be good. It'll be worth it.
So, and then I'm excited about Star Trek people because there's some Deep Space Nine people. That's my favorite Star Trek. I'm very alone in that. I'm very alone in Deep Space Nine. But I haven't looked at any of the comic book people going.
Yeah, I remember there was some I liked. Oh, I'll look that up, but I can't remember who.
Because even last year, when it was SuperCon, I don't remember that many. Like, I'm gonna look right now since we're at the end.
Yeah, I'm looking too.
I hope you guys don't care. I assume
suddenly we care about this. It'll just make me sad, but I'll do it anyway.
Donny Cates, Greg Capullo. They just listed the Adventure Zone instead of Clint and Travis. Trying to think of anyone. Neil Adams.
Mark Silvestri, J. Michael Straczynski. There's good people going. Oh yeah, Kel Mitchell.
Oh. That's okay.
Reed boothed at a con with Kel Mitchell. It was in Louisville, actually. We were right across from him the whole time. And he just had like one of those Beats like pills playing music the whole time, and he was just just the whole time, right, the entire time. So at one point, Reed starts doing this, and Kel's like, "Yeah!" And like that was our whole experience. It's just weird back and forth with Kel. So I don't know about him as a person, but
Jenny Frison's gonna be there.
Oh, you love her.
I do. I do love her. I'll buy some more stuff from her. It's fine.
No matter your experience, you love her.
Yeah, I do, so it's okay.
Oh, Christy Carlson Romano, that's weird. Can't possible.
Oh man. Well, okay, Kristen, you gotta skip work for her.
Even Stevens.
Come on.
I know.
Oh, Joe, for real, be at New York Comic Con. I cannot afford to go.
Yeah, I can't either.
I'm always sad because I want to go to Baltimore Comic Con and New York Comic Con.
Yeah, Baltimore's gonna be great this year.
I'm gonna try to convince Kristen to go.
We'll see too. Yeah, it's just so early.
I know it's gonna be.
It's gonna be so cold. It's so early.
You get in the hotel and then like only take the walkways over. Oh, Mike Norton's gonna be there, which is good because I've been meaning to buy Battle Pug.
Yeah, you should.
Ooh, the Matthew Rosenberg. He did some Black Canary. That's pretty cool.
Oh, Will Friedle. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I do love him. Oh, I'm so sad now.
Yeah. Why are we saying? Oh yeah, because you can't go.
Yeah.
Like,
don't rub it in again, Maddie.
You're only looking at the celebrity. Oh fuck, John Cusack.
Oh, I'm looking at the whole thing. I just found
him.
Mike Norton. Yeah.
This is riveting entertainment right now.
I'm sure it is. So, guys, go to that con, I guess. I won't see you there.
I'll be at Galaxy.
You'll see Maddie.
I'll be hanging out. Oh, just small like to ask, does she do any interior work, Jenny Frison? I don't think so. I mean, unless I've missed something, I'm pretty sure she only does covers.
She's probably making quite enough from her covers because she does so many now.
Covers. And I had a really good experience with her at C2E2, but I always hear mixed experiences people have. Like, a lot of people are just like, yeah, she's not what I was expecting. Because I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to meet Freddie first. And they're just like, don't be excited about it. But I was like, why? Like, oh, she's very cold. I was like, oh, well, I had a great experience there though. And I love her prints. Oh man, I was so happy because I got I did do Red Sonja. Which print did I get of her? I thought I could just look at my wall and see it. Apparently not. I did get a print that she did. Unfortunately, I'll never remember what it was.
Sad.
So, why do I? Where is it? Anyways, again, riveting entertainment.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think we did it.
I think we did it. It was a good run. It's good to be back. This was nice.
Yeah, and I'm really happy you're back. Let's do a thing where I'll tell you later. But let's do a thing where we talk about the favorite thing that we read out of what we talked about. We don't have to talk about it, just show it. But yeah, I think everybody needs to read Cats of the Loop. For sure. That's the one.
Oh man.
I'm pulling that on you. I'm sorry, Maddie. You don't have to know.
Okay, I'm gonna go Sunstone.
Great.
I think everybody should read Sunstone. If you're of age, read Sunstone. Please.
And you can get both of those on IST right now, our fabulous sponsor. You can also get Frog Catchers, which is also great. It is on sale for 40% off until Tuesday. I think it's usually 20-25% off, so it's quite an extra discount. The publisher's like Gallery 13, so it's one of those offshoots that don't get a big discount. So definitely take advantage of that and check out IST because you're going to get the best deals. They're the best.
All right. Night, guys.
Thanks for showing up, guys.
Yeah, thanks. We'll see you all next